The human heart is strange. One often remembers much longer a person who has set clear boundaries than someone who gives everything without restraint. Love does not end with age. On the contrary, it is the time when we learn what true love really means. The women whom men want to keep by their side for a lifetime have one thing in common: they can say no. Today we will discover together the 9 wisdoms of saying no that make these women unforgettable. This video can be a small turning point to protect your relationships and to love yourself even more. Stay until the end. Share your commitment in the comments with the words, "I strengthen my inner power," and let us begin this stoic journey to your own truth. Ready? Let's go. 1. Refusing to take on the role of mother. When we love someone, we naturally want to take care of them. We ask ourselves if he has eaten, if he has taken his medication, if he has worries. But the stronger this impulse becomes, the greater the danger that we unconsciously treat him like a child. Step by step, we turn into a kind of mother figure. Let me tell you a story. Marie, a woman in her early 60s, met a charming man. The first moments were wonderful, but little by little Marie began preparing breakfast for him, buying supplements and even scheduling doctor's appointments for him. "Without you, how could I manage?" he said to her. At first she felt flattered and needed, but after a few months a strange feeling crept in. Marie felt drained, and he became more and more indifferent. He forgot important dates and took her care for granted. Was that really love? It looked more like nursing than a partnership. Silently she asked herself, "Am I his mother?" Yes, when love grows, it is normal to want to care for the other. But love does not mean acting like an educator. True love is a partnership in which 2 people support each other to move forward together. Helping the other with his weaknesses is important, but leaving him the space to stand on his own is also a form of love, and we all want to be needed. But when this need turns into dependency instead of gratitude, the relationship begins to break. A man may find it pleasant at first when a woman is motherly, but over time he will appreciate her less. Why? Because he knows he does not have to take responsibility or make an effort. She does everything for him, and so he stops seeing her as something valuable. You give everything, and he relies only on you. But true love fosters growth, not constant care. The healthiest form of love is, "I can manage without you, but with you it is more beautiful." If you cook for him, organize his medication, or manage his calendar, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I playing the role of mother here? True love does not mean doing everything for the other, but sharing worries and joys together. A man must learn to live without your constant help in order to grow and truly respect you. Sometimes it takes courage not to take on everything. Allowing the other to make mistakes and handle his own affairs, that is true love. This healthy distance secures a lasting relationship. We no longer live in a time when giving everything was the key to love. Today, love that respects the other and oneself is much more valuable. A man will never forget a woman who made him become better, not the one who did everything for him. By setting your boundaries and stopping to take over his responsibilities, the relationship becomes a real love. Be a woman who can wait, instead of giving everything immediately. In this space of waiting, the other grows, and with his growth he will appreciate you even more. Ask yourself this question: could the man by your side live without your constant help? Would he still respect you if you stopped doing everything for him? If you can answer with a clear yes, your relationship is healthy. If not, it is time to lay down the mother role. This way you protect yourself from exhaustion and give him the opportunity to grow. 2. Your body is not proof of love. Have you ever asked yourself, if I really love him, is it wrong? When we get closer to someone, the physical and emotional distance naturally decreases. A warm hand, a gentle tone of voice, shared moments. All of this awakens the desire for more closeness. But beware, getting closer too quickly can be dangerous. Especially in later years, one sometimes thinks, time is running. Will such a chance ever come again? This thought tempts one to give the body too soon. But is that really proof of love? And the body can be an expression of love, but it is not love itself. What truly matters is mutual respect and trust that grows over time. A woman once told me, if he really loves me, he will not be disappointed. I just want to show him that I give everything, but giving everything does not mean giving the body immediately, but preserving the heart. Let me tell you Claire's story. She was in her mid-60s when she met an attentive, charming man in a cultural center. He listened to her, at some point secretly held her hand, and wanted to get closer. Claire asked herself, does he really love me? Or is he just lonely? She decided to quietly keep her distance. Over time, that man disappeared. And Claire realized, the one who waits for my heart and not just for my body is the one who truly loves me. Therefore, observe the behavior of the other. If he gets offended or withdraws when you take your time, then his interest was probably more physical. But if he respects your pace, that is the beginning of a true, lasting love. True love knows how to wait without pushing. It lets the other's heart open naturally. A love born of patience does not fade easily. Before you give him your hand, ask yourself, does he also hold your heart? Does he truly respect what is important to you? If yes, his love is sincere. If not, it is time to reconsider the relationship. Do not pressure yourself. Take the time to truly understand each other. Only then can body and heart walk the same path. 3. Do not let mistakes become a habit. This time, I'll let it pass. That is how many women begin. The first time you forgive. The second time you justify it. The third time you hope it will not happen again. But eventually the thought arises, why am I always the one who has to swallow everything? What at first seems like a small oversight can turn into a solid habit. Take Sophie as an example, a woman nearing retirement. Through an acquaintance, she met a man who fascinated her. But over time, his verbal blunders and broken promises piled up. He was often late, listened to her stories only half-heartedly. At first, Sophie told herself, at his age, this just happens. But the situations repeated. Out of fear of losing him, she remained silent. But every relationship needs clear boundaries. Without them, the other not only sees you as easy, but stops taking you seriously. People respect those who set standards. That is why it takes courage to clearly say what is not acceptable and, if necessary, to take a break. Of course, everyone can make mistakes, but when mistakes are constantly repeated without you reacting, it helps no one. You become exhausted, he becomes numb, and the relationship becomes one-sided without respect. Constant forgiveness devalues the meaning of forgiveness. The other then thinks, no matter what I do, she stays anyway. True love does not grow out of endless patience, but out of responsible action. This includes that he keeps his promises, and that you respect your own boundaries. If you accept everything, he has no reason to change. Therefore, speak it out. Say, this behavior hurts me. These words wound me. If this continues, I must distance myself. This is not harshness, but protection for your relationship. Some claim, when you love, you must endure everything. But true love calls for becoming better, not for lingering in mistakes. A wise woman does not silently endure everything, but creates respectful distance that allows both to grow. Love in mature age lives on respect, not blind tolerance. Therefore, set your boundaries and keep them. If you remain silent, he will not change. If you hope that he will guess your thoughts, it is in vain. Speak clearly about what bothers you, then he will also understand you. Start today by saying small no's to repeated mistakes. It may be difficult, but it is precisely in this way that respect grows. This way, you will not only be seen as a convenient companion, but as a woman who is truly valuable.
4. Rushed love does not last.
Maybe it's destiny. Such thoughts arise when we open up to someone. His voice sounds gentle, his manner soothes, his presence feels good. You want to see him often, write to him, move forward quickly. But love that begins too fast burns quickly and dies out just as quickly. I remember the story of an older woman who met a new partner in the cafeteria. The passion was intense, and soon they talked about moving in together. But after a few months, the first conflicts appeared, and their mutual expectations broke down. "If only I had taken more time to get to know him better," she later confided to me. Even in older age, the excitement of a new love remains alive, a beating heart, a message that brings a smile. But true, deep love shows itself only with time. It is not only excitement, but the question, do we really want to walk together in the long term? For that, you must observe the personality, the values, and the little habits of the other. Those who bind themselves too quickly judge by appearances, by the chocolate sides, but over time the true nature shows itself. A hasty, "Do you have to love me?" or "Why didn't he answer today?" are signs of insecurity, not of love. Mature love needs patience, listening, waiting for the heart of the other, slowly building trust. Trust does not grow through the number of meetings, but through the depth of the encounters. A glance, an honest word, reveals the true personality. Ask yourself, do I take the time to really get to know this person? Is it love, or just an answer to my loneliness? Through such questions, love becomes more solid. If he truly values you, he will be able to wait. Love in older age should shine like a gentle lamp, not like a blazing straw fire. A love that grows slowly lasts longer. Give yourself time to deeply feel the other. This is the secret of a mature, beautiful love. 5. Do not lose yourself in love.
When we love, we want to please, we want closeness, to be together, to be desired. But if we adapt too much, we lose ourselves. We wear the clothes he likes. We say what he wants to hear. We live according to his wishes, not ours. And at some point, we are no longer ourselves, only a shadow.
If you give yourself up just to be loved, the relationship will not last. Loss of identity leads to bitterness, not because of the other, but because you gave yourself up. Elodie is a good example. She loved to read and needed moments of silence. When she met a man, their bond was strong, but he wanted to be together constantly and did not understand her need for retreat. Out of fear of disappointing him, Elodie reduced her reading hours, her solitary walks, and adapted to his rhythm. At first, she thought it was normal in love, but little by little, she felt trapped and empty. Finally, she asked herself, "Do I still live for myself?" The answer was no, and she began to reconsider her relationship. True love does not mean self-denial, but being loved for who you are. You should be able to say what you like, what you do not like. Only in this way does the relationship remain healthy. Ask yourself, am I losing myself in this relationship? Or are we really walking side by side? Do I still do what I love, or have I given everything up? If you no longer know who you are without him, it is a warning sign. The more love grows, the more important it is to protect your identity. He loved you for your authenticity, your way of speaking, your lifestyle, your values. If you change all that, you risk that he loses interest. Paradoxically, the other withdraws precisely when you give yourself up to please him. So continue to live your life. Read your books. Explain why you need retreat. Speak your opinion with confidence. If he respects that, he truly loves you. If not, it is time to reconsider the relationship. Find a balance in which you remain yourself and still walk with him. A relationship in which you become stronger and more fulfilled is a true gift. 6. Stop living only for others. We have spent so many years adapting for the family, for the children, sometimes also for a new love. But is it not now time to live differently? You do not have to cut your long hair just because he prefers short hair. You also do not have to suppress your lively personality just because he likes discretion. True love means being loved unconditionally just as you are, a relationship in which you can speak freely, live in your own way, and still see a smile on his face. Ask yourself, do I still live according to my own preferences? Do I grow at his side, or do I become smaller? If he respects your style and your decisions, then your love will last, because forcing changes that are not possible only creates tension. A healthy relationship is based on mutual respect, not on the attempt to reshape the other. Live so that you yourself smile, and he will see you with new eyes. Love grows in mutual recognition, not in the constant effort to please. Say it out loud, I am fine as I am. I deserve love without having to change. Exactly at that moment, a stronger, deeper relationship begins. 7. Find your own center, not an emotional crutch. At the beginning of a relationship, it sometimes feels as if you had won the whole world. Loneliness disappears, and the other becomes the source of comfort. But this warmth can change quickly. If he does not respond, anxiety rises. If he is distant, the mood sinks. Suddenly your feelings depend only on him, no longer on you. Have you ever felt this way? Many of us confuse love with emotional dependence. If the other becomes the key to your happiness, you lose your center. But love must not be a crutch. Your stability must come from yourself. Ask yourself today, have I kept my balance? Can I smile even alone? Do I share love? Or am I only trying to fill an inner void? The more you lean on the other, the heavier your feelings become. Take care of your own heart. Then love will be light and warm. Those who are at peace with themselves experience shared moments much more intensely. Love that arises from loneliness often leads to insecurity. Love that arises from inner strength brings calm and security. If you are in a relationship, ask yourself, does this love calm my fears, or does it reinforce them? A person who is fulfilled even alone can love more freely, deeply, and beautifully. Build a strong inner center. This is how a stable, deep relationship arises. Your partner will be drawn to your strength, not to your dependence. Find someone with whom you can walk side by side, not someone you must lean on. If your heart is already filled with warmth, you will naturally pass on this warmth. Final word. Thank you for joining this journey through the 9 wisdoms of saying no, a stoic path of the heart. These principles are not tricks, but deep truths for living an authentic and lasting love. If these thoughts have moved something in you, do not let the flame die out. Share your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like and subscribe so as not to miss further impulses for a stronger, truer love life.